Good morning, my name's Graham West, match consultant at Brown's Angling. Today we come to Alders Farm Fishery near Leighton Buzzard, which is about 10 minutes from the shop. We're going to have a look at trying to catch some fish on maggots in the cold weather. It's about 2 degrees, it's nearly midday. We're also going to have a look at the new Preston M90 pole. So join me down at the lake and we're going to have a look. So here we go, we're down at the lake now, on the match lake, Ash Lake at Alders Farm. I've chosen to sit on peg 7, and as I said earlier, we're going to fish with maggots today and a little bit of ground bait. And the ground bait I'm using today is the Sonia Baits bloodworm fish meal. I'm going to mix it up in a moment. And the faithful maggots on the hook. If you suffer the bad back like I do, absolutely perfect. A little bucket on some rope, you throw it in, fills up completely, none of this bending down trying to get water out of the lake. As an added bonus, I'm going to add some of Sonia Baits Scopex flavouring into the water. Generous squirting of that. Then a bloodworm fish meal. And add some water. Now, I'm going to leave that for about 20 minutes now to soak up the water, which should make it bang on. Okay, so we've left that 20 minutes now. So now I'm just going to quickly whisk it again. Then I'm going to put some handfuls into my riddle, get all the little tiny lumps out of it. Now that is ready to go. Right, today's rigs, I'm using a 0.3 of a gram Preston red float with a carbon stem, to an 013 power line to an 011 hook length power line to a size 18 434 hook. Now this time of year we don't need to be fishing with great big heavy lines, the fish aren't going to go mad and we can put a little bit of finesse into our fishing. The way I've got my rig, my shots strung out with inch intervals, with the first shot being 12 inches from the hook and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number 10 stops halfway up the line. Today I'm going to be fishing at 13 metres. My original feeding is going to quite simply be put my cup into my ground bait bowl, nice and loosely, not squeezed, with a few maggots on top. As simple as that. Right, first put in, I'm going to start on a double red maggot. Looks like there's a few fish fizzing out there already, so with any luck we'll catch straight away. Today I'm fishing with Preston 13 hollow. Not too crazy for this time of year. We'll lower the rig in gently. It's only 0.3 of a gram. I'm fishing dead depth. So hopefully as the fish swim in, they just suck it at the normal, they're sucking at a normal level. You're lifting and dropping the float, make it feel like the maggots are falling through the water. Oh, there we go, indication straight away. Lifting and dropping. Oh, there we go. And we're in. First fish of the day. Nice and gently, there's no need to rush. No need to rush. Preston poles come with puller kits. Nice and gently does it, no need to rush. And here we go. First chuck, first fish. Here we go again, second chuck. We had a fish, nice little mirror carp, first drop in. As I lifted the lower the float in gently. Last 6 inches really slowly, so you're lowering it round, make it a natural fall. If you don't have a bite within 10 or 15 seconds, just lift the float gently again and lower it down gently. Go. Lower it down again. You can see fish fizzing there still. There are fish there in the vicinity. You're lifting, dropping that bait down. Sort of irritate them into feeding. Now, because today is quite cold, it's probably still only 3 degrees, we're going to be feeding today with a small Preston cad pot. Simple reason, little and often trying to catch fish by 2 or 3 maggots and a little tiny pinch of ground bait. So what we're doing, put a little bit of bait in every time, putting a few maggots in the cad pot. I'm just getting a little pinch of the red sonia baits, bloodworm ground bait. Just gently pushing that into the top of the cad pot, shipping that out. Now putting the ground bait in the little cad pot on top of the maggots, stop the maggots from coming out as you're shipping out. It's only pushed in gently. And the way to do it is to lower you, when you lower your rigging, just submerge the cad pot into the water by a couple of inches. Turn it over. If you give your pole a little tap, the ground bait, little bit of ground bait will fall out, followed by the 4 or 5 maggots that you've put in to go around your float. Little and often this time of year normally works best. No bouncing as I put the pole out. The pole is just fantastic at 13 metres. I'm not going any longer yet because I haven't had to, but at 13 metres it's just unbelievable. So light and so stiff. A few more bubbles coming up now. And lift and drop the float. There we go. fantastic winter fishing down at Alders Farm, I've got to say. Absolutely amazing. Only 2 or 3 degrees tops today. Still come down here, half a pint of maggots, bag of ground bait, and catch 40 to 50 pounds of carp. Absolutely fantastic. Ooh, indications. My swim is absolutely fizzing, and I've just put a big ball of ground bait in, so it seems to me I need to feed. Straight on top of that ground bait. So maybe the little and often approach, even though it's really cold, might not be the way to do it. It's nice and gentle. That one. Beautiful. What we need to keep doing, we just need to keep feeding, little and often. I can see there's a few bubbles coming up in my swim now. I've been fishing for probably half an hour. I've had 5 carp so far. Just keep lifting and dropping your rig up and down, just gently. Don't irritate the fish into feeding. I can see a few bubbles coming up in my swim now. Normally tells me I'm going to get some sort of bite, and there's a few. I can see a bit more fizzing happening now. Just got to irritate that carp into feeding. Water's cold, probably only got 3 degrees today. Oh, there we go, and we're in. There we go. As I said, I knew there's a chance of a bite. It hasn't been prolific, the water's cold. I start to see a few bubbles coming up on the surface, which means the fish were sticking their noses in the silt. Just take your time. There's no rush this time of year. You're not going to catch 300 and 400 pounds of carp. Just take your time. Nice and gentle. Softer elastic this time of year. Nice and gentle. Nice and easy does it. No rush. So these new Preston poles have all got puller kits. Actually come with the poles. Already bushed up, already with a puller kit in them. There we go. Oh, this one's a little bit angry. Might be a slightly better fish. And there we go. A lovely little mirror carp. Beautiful. Today I've been fishing with the new Preston M90 response pole, and I've got to say it's probably the lightest and stiffest pole I've ever used. comes with a fantastic spares package. The balance is absolutely superb. I've got a fish on now. It's so easy to ship. The finish on the pole is fantastic. It just stays stiff whilst playing fish. Absolutely dream to use. It's so light. It comes with the M90 comes with 12 top kits, 6 power kits, 6 match kits. All the power kits are all come with roller pullers. All 12 kits are pre-bushed at the top, so, and they're all cut to exactly the same length. As with the cupping kit, just such a dream to use. The pole is so light, so stiff. You have to excuse me, I'm concentrating as I've got a fish on. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. I've got to say, after discussing catching carp with maggots through the winter with Jack Brown this morning, the lure of me going fishing and catching a few carp was too much for Jack, and he's come and poached a few fish from me. If you look over there to my right. Right, the light's going now. We've been fishing for probably 3.5 hours. The M90 response pole has been absolutely fantastic to use today. Brilliant bit of kit. We're going to see what we've had. It's probably I would say there's probably 20 carp in there. As we can see, great day's fishing the maggot over a bit of ground bait. Let's go and have a look what Jack's caught next to me.
Right. Let's get that out, mate. Let's have a little look, fella. Not as many. Do you know what I mean?
Have you enjoyed it though, Jack?
Do you know what? I have.
Let's have a look, see what Jack's had. Well, I'll tell you what, found a nice soft bit.
Yeah, there's a few in there, isn't there, Gray?
There is, mate, well done. That's what you can catch with a few maggots and a bit of ground bait on a cold day, mate. Well done. All the best from me, Graham West.